What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Danny the Bull, here with the patient Hodler on a somewhat historic day for the OMI token. We got some OMI utility confirmed today, so we can discard of the whens and the soons for the beginning of OMI utility. It arrived today, announced by the VV official. So first off, thank you for joining me, Hodler.
Thank you for having me.
Have you been good? We chatted about a week ago, I think, and it was another good day because that's when OMI had gone up. I think we're good luck together.
Yeah, absolutely. Every time we do a stream, OMI is pumping from now on.
We might have to do these weekly.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see who we got here before we start. We got SoCal up in here. He is first. Not sure who's going to catch this tomorrow. Energy, what's up, Energy? We got Luke.
Oh, Luke.
Tito. Russ in the house.
Russ, also good.
Adam. Good crowd here. Dive Jedi's up in here. Doge. So, again, thanks for coming on. How do you feel with this? You know, kind of, it's historic for the token, right? I mean, we've been waiting for so long, years if you want to start by from when the token was launched, but even from when there was a functioning app, a couple years, we've been waiting for utility, and now the first bit of it has finally arrived. What are you thinking?
Yeah, man, I think right now only I really realized that it's really historic, because if you think about it, first utility implemented starting right now, is the first utility since 5 years. And obviously for me, who is in the token a little bit more than 2 years, I think, it's the first time that it really comes to reality, what has been promised, or at least a part of it. And yeah, I'm just happy that this happens, because that means for me that I can stop making the videos demanding it and actually talk about what I want to talk about, that it's happening one by one. We want to see this being rolled out. And I always said, when the first sign of real utility implementation comes around, that's the time to be bullish on the Ecomi token. And we have seen that in the charts before. Yeah.
So you are now more bullish on the OMI token?
Yeah, exactly. Because I wanted to see the team go away from only launching articles and websites with circles that would or would not fill, away from promises and we are going to this and that eventually in the future, to, hey, look, we have something here and it's starting right now. And that's exactly what happened today. So I'm happy, and this makes me way more bullish, to be honest.
Yeah. Did you doubt that? Did you think that maybe this was just another article and perhaps it would take many more months to get implemented? Or when you saw last week that they announced, OUP coming out, merged with, MCP, did you think, all right, this is now it, they're ready?
I was cautious, as I always am since at least since the start of the bigger bear market. But we have seen before that something changed in the way of communication, in the way of holding still, in the way of not trying to overpromise something or even promise something. So it felt like the calm before the storm. But I suspected that it will take them until the mid of September to actually bring it. And so I was positively surprised that there's already this phase 0 right now.
Yeah, for me, so I thought we're kind of similar in, I guess, the way we think. We're long term, I've always been very bullish on OMI. I've always seen it. I've always had my thesis that this was a strong play. Along the way, I'm always critical, I'm always analytical, and I've questioned, right? And I think you're kind of the same way. When I saw last week, whenever it was, that they had changed just like little things, like putting the OMI next to Ecomi, coming out with those videos on the Ecomi channel, teaching people how to bridge or whatever, send to layer 2, whatever it is. It felt to me like it was real this time. So
I think, the dollar Omi sign on the Omi channel didn't really do anything for me, but what was an indicator for me was the removal of the videos on the Omi channel. And obviously there was the speculation, hey, look, is this some people thought it's over, right? They just removed everything, covered the tracks. But the more obvious explanation was that tokenomics changed and that the videos are obsolete now and they have to put out new ones, which they started doing. And that kind of, when one thing led to another, obviously we are still in the very low percentages of what is supposed to come, right? Because staking Omi in the app for getting MCP points is just the beginning of what is supposed to come.
Yeah.
Oh, there are a lot of Germans actually here, it appears.
Oh, you brought the German crowd, man.
Yeah. And this is crazy because it's past midnight already and people still have to work tomorrow, but probably people just think, fuck that, tomorrow is Friday. It's a freaking Friday. But so hello to everyone in Germany and around the world. We have a really good day, and Vitimon is also here. I just want to enter this one. PhD trying to restrain his excitement is a sign. It is, and honestly, it feels weird, and because you always try to, when you felt in the bear market excitement in a relief rally, you always try to manage this excitement and the emotions to the downside, to the upside, to just try to stay neutral and see it as it is. And now that excitement is coming up on a real thing, is like, hold back a moment. What is really happening? Still trying to hold you back, right? But obviously everyone wants to be full-blown excited, right?
I think, and Omi is the other project out there. Everyone has suffered, right? Doesn't matter what token you've been. Some have gone down like 1 or 2% more, but the majority of these small alts have bled up to 95%. And it's not fun to watch. And it's easy to get fudded out your bags. And I've said it before that during a bear market, all of the faults are exasperated, right? Everyone only pays attention to the negative things, and it's easier to, I guess, focus on those things. So it's when something like a day like today happens, when we get utility, I think it's good to be excited, and everyone should be excited because we've had this thesis for this project, everyone who's been in this community. And on the Omi side of things, it's all been predicated on utility, and they focused so much on the VV side recently that people started questioning, do they care about Omi? And I think that now we know that, yes, they do. And it gives us confidence that those other utility pieces that you spoke about and mentioned, that now these are next to come.
Yeah, I think that is absolutely true. And with regards to the bear market, I think the reason why at least some of us as YouTubers focused on the also on the negative and want to point out, look, this is happening and that doesn't look good, is because there are many projects in this bear market that will not recover. We don't know how Hex will look like, right, in the next bull run. And there are also communities and there are also bulls that say, hey, you have to load up more, you have to buy more. And they buy and buy and buy, and it goes to zero, right? So I think even though that the chances for Ecomi were much higher for the turnaround and really implementing, there was still the chance where no one knew how it would be, how long it would be, opportunity cost. And I think every content creator owes it to his community also to point out the downsides, the possibility of risk of total loss of funds, the risk of opportunity costs, that what could have happened. For example, right, if you had purchased Omi in November instead of Bitcoin, for example, the opportunity cost is tremendous, right? So I think that's also a point where a lot of people were seen as negative when we really try to be more cautious in that sense. Yeah.
What gave you, well, first off, Poppy says, what's up, Bull Squad? I do have a couple giveaways during this stream. I have some art pieces that were donated by the artist Jeg, who designed Silicon Secure's shirt, and he dropped us. He sold out one of his pieces yesterday. He donated some pieces to the channel as a giveaway. So I'm going to give those away. If you're a channel member, I'm going to give out a couple to channel members, one to everyone, someone in this stream. Just an FYI. Also got Dan Lee in the house, and he says the shadow behind Hodler looks like a midget's middle finger.
What? Oh, this?
Yeah.
Let's not talk about it.
But what gave you, so, when things are down and when, utility's not here, what gave you confidence to still keep up with the project and not give up?
Yeah, so I think it's because of also the size of the bag, right? There are people like Randy and Jordan. Jordan is here in the chat as well. They sit on 200 million OMI or 220 million OMI and very comfortable. Never had a little bit of a doubt there, or at least didn't communicate it. For me, that's not the case, right? I had 2 million OMI and it was a percentage of my portfolio. But the upside for OMI, if everything went right, I see as so tremendous that I really wanted to hodl that bag. And that was what I said basically since, I don't know if it was 004 or something like that. When I saw this relief rallies, I was like, I will wait until I see something that gives me a turnaround. And instead of buying at 004 and 003 and 002, I just wait. And then, yes, I will miss the absolute bottom. And then when I see a turnaround, I want to enter. So in my criteria, this is the turnaround that I wanted to see. My criteria are met, checked. And I bought another million at 0008. What made me confident was this massive upside plus. And this is the most important point. While I wasn't very confident in OMI, I was very confident in VV. So I was actually putting way more funds into VV than into the OMI token, which we will still see if it was a mistake or not, as part of the learning journey. But the continuous development on VV, bringing these licensors, communicating in that sense, also little hints from David, made me say, okay, I want to hold on to this bag, even though that I'm down bad, and I will just add more to the bag, bring down the average when the time is there. And for me, that's right now. Yeah.
Yeah. And, I hit my target. I wanted a certain amount of OMI. I hit it during the bear market. And I said, similar to you, I said, all right, now I have like a nice size position. In order for me to expand on my position, I want to see a little utility. Mm-hmm. And now that they've done that, I am also ready to continue to now DCA. But I'm not going to, I don't believe in chasing like green candles. Yeah. And right now we're at 00095. Do you think we break through that? We eliminate a zero anytime soon? What are your thoughts on the price? Maybe I will pull it up.
It's such, you can pull it up, yeah. I think it's such a psychological barrier. It's like the round numbers are always a psychological barrier. And remember that when we crashed, before we crashed through it, so you might want to extend that a little bit more so we can see the downfall through the double zeros also. I don't know if that's possible there, or if you
see what the timeline of
yeah, here we already see it, right? So there is it's heading towards the 001. So right before we crashed through this and formed our bear market trough, so to say, we had all this discussion of OMI is never going to triple zeros. A lot of people were advocating for that. Before that, in the fall down, we had the narrative of everything below a penny is a steal. And on that, when we were bouncing around, that's like this relief spike there, when we were bouncing around on 001, there was basically the narrative it's not going to crash, that whales won't allow it, right, to crash that low. There will be massive buy orders below that, so that it just can't. And it did. And it went down to 0005 even. So from that 001 that would never crash, another 50% drawdown, technically, right? Yeah. So yeah, it's just that's the history. It's not that I'm saying something bad was happening. It's just how it happens. But we can learn from this, I think. And to your question, because of that bouncing on that line, now this is overhead resistance, and I think it will be a strong resistance. So I'm not quite sure if we will just blast through it. I think we need more than just staking OMI and gaining points that we still can't use. So we might get rejected right under it and hover around under it and maybe form something like trying to knock on it for an extensive amount of time. And then at some point there will be other news and we will just blast through it and kiss the 1-0 goodbye. I think that's the most likely scenario.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you. I do think that we'll bounce off of that 001 and have to test it a few times before blasting through, unless something crazy happens like exchanges, right? But
yeah. It would have to be, so it can't be an exchange like BitUbo that would just result in a 5% pump or so, or maybe 10. But if it's like, KuCoin listed, so something like that, right? Because KuCoin is known for these, like all these breakout traders that are speculating on 50x's and stuff like that. If it's, I would be really bullish if it's listed on KuCoin or something, because all the degenerates are buying small coins on KuCoin.
But KuCoin is US based?
Good question. No idea, honestly.
Think maybe, I'm not sure.
But it had one of the biggest hacks ever occurred in the history, and many people don't know about it.
Yeah, I think I don't see them coming to a US exchange anytime soon. Just because like the whole fear of regulation sort of thing still, but I do expect that they will be on some bigger exchanges at some point. But I was one of those people in the last, maybe it was a year ago, I made a video where I said, I don't think that we see 0009, and I was wrong. So it's important to always leave the door open to being wrong. And I say that all the time because a lot of people make up their minds that they're just right about everything, right? To the upside and the downside. So it's important to have an open mind and just see the different scenarios that can play out. This way you're just better positioned emotionally to deal with things.
Yeah, I'm also not unguilty of that, because when we were at 000 and 005, I was buying a lot of. I wanted to get as fast as possible to the million OMI, and I didn't think about downside from there. I just thought about how this would look when the curve goes up. So I was completely biased bullish, even though the bear market had already started and I didn't see it. So I think many people in YouTuber communities always expect, especially in crypto and with TA, expect people to be 100% right all the time.
Yeah.
Which is understandable, because people want to know where are things going, and they want to have the answers from one of us or many of us, right? So they're the ones that tell them the good news story of one day we will be at $10, and the ones that say it's going to be rugged and go to 0. And there's everything in between, and someone has to be wrong, and sometimes everybody is wrong. So yes, it's the hard truth. Can we drop from here? Yes, sure, we can. If someone dumps 1 billion OMI tokens into the market, we will see a new low, right? But it's more likely than not, we are trying to test the 001 range.
Has it, Jojo makes a good point. Ecomi ranked number 127 now. Top 100 is around the corner, so that's pretty dope.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome, because top 100 is getting way more attention.
Yes.
And also, did you see that on CoinGecko? I think it's on CoinGecko. If you pull up OMI on CoinGecko, it's on the watch list of like 93,000 people.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I mean, that means if it's pumping, everyone will look for it, and everyone will ask about it. It's always the same. Like the coin that is pumping is in every chat. Everyone will ask about it.
Yeah, and it will definitely help in terms of visibility. Most people outside of like the community, I feel, don't even know about the OMI token. Let's see who else we got up in here. We got Jordan Riz, Dive Jedi, Omicron in the house, Mark in the house. Steady stream of a steady cadence of deliveries for the past 9 months. Most of them on the VV side. Now we're starting to see the Omi side. They said bronze tickets. I believe Reese tweeted out bronze tickets next in the pipeline on the Omi side of things. How bullish are you on bronze tickets?
To be honest, I don't know because I want. I have no feeling for what my MCP points will achieve with regards to this bronze tickets, or is it even with MCP points? Maybe you know more than I do in that sense. But yes, we know from the David Yu interview that just happened on Randy's channel that there are things coming that apparently are going to blow our minds. And if there's some drop coming of the magnitude of, let's say, Disney Golden Moments first round or so, and exclusively to, I don't know, ticket holders or exclusively to MCP point accumulators or I don't know what. So whatever entry barrier to that drop, I think that will cause a little bit of a FOMO to get more points daily in so that you're ready for these drops. Because, I mean, you can, if that happens one time, like let's say it happens with Dragon Ball, everyone will go crazy. So, and then the next thought is if that happens with Dragon Ball or with this super important Disney, what happens if they drop Pokemon and it's exclusive to MCP holders, right? Just, I'm not saying Pokemon confirmed.
It's hypothetical, right?
The thinking will go to the next stage. So if I missed out this drop, what will happen with the next drop, right? So, how are you feeling about bronze tickets?
I'm bullish on it, and it's just one piece of the puzzle is also why I'm bullish. So the good thing that I like about, a lot of people miss the old system. So with the original tokenomic system, BV and OMI were more, I guess, like intertwined, right? Because the more gems purchased on VV, it directly would correlate with the OMI token. But unfortunately, they had to dismantle that system due to regulatory concerns. But what I love about the new system, and it's yet to be, put into place, right? So I can't really fully judge it, but is the fact that there are multiple burning mechanisms and multiple utilities. And only one of them is bronze tickets. And I do think that when a huge drop comes out, you're going to have people wagering. And if there are, let's say, Captain America, first appearance comic or whatever, how many people would wager 20 bronze tickets? You think 1,000 would?
Good
1,000
question.
times 20 is $20,000 right there.
Mm-hmm.
Would 15,000 people will be willing to wager $20 on a major drop? If that's the case, it's $300,000 worth of OMI.
And that goes in
there. Yeah, because it's purchasable with the OMI token.
The interesting thing is that basically what they established now with the system is that you have OMI going through these cycles of you need to stake it, and then I think what still exists, if I read that right, on the OMI token portal version 2 right now, is what still exists is that you have to that there will be in the next phases still this lock up and then breakage fees, right? This still exists. So, and the interesting thing is you do that right now to create MCP, but MCP points are, so to say, degrading or devaluing with the growth of the entire app, and then also they have an expiration date. And they're like CBDCs in the future. I read that they will put an expiration date on the digital whatever euro. So when this is the case, your stuff is degrading, you have to spend it anyways, and probably it's devaluing against the overall growth of collectibles. And so with the wallets, then you always have to work with OMI, and consequently either you will lose out or you have to use mechanics where you burn OMI to be able to win. But the both sides don't really touch each other in the system. So it's genius if this works out in this way. So basically MCP becomes the currency and OMI becomes the vehicle to get this currency.
Yeah. What part of OUP are you most excited about?
If it still exists, hopefully, collectible burning. for getting, I don't know, tickets, points, whatever, like burn a collectible to get access, or to, let's say you could burn a collectible and increase your chances slightly on the whatever Dragon Ball, whatever anime drop that they are putting out. If that happens, you will create a new dynamic in which you are basically telling the person, choose a collectible of your stack and burn it, and this person will not feel anything with it, but slowly but surely collectibles will become even more scarce than they already are, if that's the case, right?
But what about on the Omi side of things?
Oh, you mean it's in terms of burning Omi,
Like,
or
what do you think has the most use case for Omi? You got like Omi to NFT. I just dropped my pen. Omi to NFT, Omi to accessory. You know, the bronze staking.
Certainly Omi to NFT. If there would be a direct Omi to NFT, which I don't know if it will happen. At least it will not happen on the mobile app. Maybe you can have some kind of a market on the web app, or I theorized about this a little bit. Because you have enforceable royalties and you have the integration in the IMX ecosystem, you could have the Omi to the NFTs outside of Vivi in the IMX system, and still everything of the functionalities would be working. So like rareables and I don't know what. So I don't know if this is a possibility. I had never heard them talking about this, but the fact, besides that, I think Reese was talking about the enforceable royalties at some point. I think you pointed that out. You asked Reese about this, right, on the other stream.
Ecomiverse.
So where he said that it's not yet possible, and then from IMX they said enforceable royalties are possible, but probably what they mean is like they cannot do it for the Omi collectibles or for the Vivi collectibles just yet. But I can imagine a world where you are not going to OpenSea, but you are within this IMX ecosystem, and you can use Omi as a currency in that system because it's already there. I think the Gods Unchained and I don't know, these cards, you can list them in Omi if you want.
Yeah. I'm excited about obviously the Viviverse, but the opportunity that they have with accessories, because I just think that microtransactions are so huge. And when you look at how much money like a company like Roblox generates, pretty much all their money, I believe, is generated off microtransactions. And the opportunity to sell accessories, hopefully using the Omi token only, right? But what do you think about that and like the whole opportunity within that Viviverse ecosystem?
It's insane. I just thought about something because you're completely right. It's genius. The microtransactions are the thing that made so many games also explode in revenue. Someone said, I want to connect this. Someone said here, everyone in crypto is a gambler. People will ape into the bronze tickets, but I want to adapt this to the microtransactions. I don't know if any of you have played Counter-Strike Global or something like that, but there were, and also PUBG and stuff like that, there were these loot boxes, right, for gear. And this is not even NFTs, so you don't own this really. If the game dies, everything is gone. But the key, so the loot boxes you got when you played a match, and the keys you had to purchase, for example, for $2. So it's a really small amount of money for purchasing a key. And I think that there's the clue, because let's say you could get, however, by burning a collectible, by gaming something, by participating in a drop, get a close, like a loot box, and then you could purchase something to open this box, for example, in the Viviverse or I don't know what. First of all, content creators can do box openings. That would be great. Box packs, I don't know what. And secondly, you will have like 1-2 gems. Nobody cares. If there would be a box that I could open and something good can come out, and I have to spend 2 gems, I'm already detached from the dollar value because of the gem. For me, it's easy to spend 2 gems on the app in a snap of a finger. So yes, microtransactions, accessories, everything that is not the super high price, it could absolutely be insane. Yeah.
Just think about it. Just like what's that?
I hope you see this, David, because that's what we want. We want to gamble with 2 gems.
I mean, just the idea that you can purchase specific types of shelves or whatever that maybe are also NFTs and they cost $5, lamps, whatever. All these things, because people are going to want to dress up their homes. So huge opportunity there. Before, you mentioned that you've put a lot of money, more money onto the VV side of things than OMI. What have you been purchasing? What's your VV strategy? Comics, huh?
Yeah, comics. I have 140 normal collectibles, like the figurines and stuff like that. Across the board, what I like, first of a Hulk, Peely fantasy figures, stuff like that. And then I have close to 400 comics, of which many, I have like 16 secret rares and I don't know, 30, 40 VV exclusive ultra rares and so on. So why? Because first of all, I believe in scarcity, because that's the predominant factor that we are seeing besides liquidity in the price development of the crypto market. So everyone talks about scarcity, for example, for Bitcoin, 21 million and then some lost.
Yeah.
So with comics, I really see the potential because there is a physical comparison to them that is very real. So comics that were only 200 or 400 are available and that are going for $45,000, $65,000, $125,000 in the market, even in degraded state. So if I see these numbers on Go Collect and I see that in the digital world, the same comic is even more scarce and goes only for 80 gems, $80, let's say, on the market, then I say, the upside is so big and the downside so little for me that I want to have some of these, because only one of those has to be so much desired to make a huge difference for me. So that's the reason why I'm bullish on those secret rare comics or ultra rare secret rare comics. Yeah.
So then you must have been excited to hear that they're now able to show them off in the VVverse. That must have been exciting for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely excited, because this is another thing that I pointed out many times for everyone who is interested in comics. We did not have over the last years any utility besides that we could read the comic. There was no way why would a Vaultaholic buy only one single comic? They cannot do anything with it. So probably they didn't. Now they are able to place it somewhere, or at least that's I heard it's not, I think only the front cover is loading or something like that. We didn't see how it looks like because footage is not shared. But once you can, there are a lot of people that have an interest in purchasing covers that look good or that are scarce, and specifically mint numbers, right? That you can maybe one day show below which mint number you have. So, yeah.
Yeah, and that's Chris Severs says VV Showrooms is a comic key mint hunter's dream come true.
Yeah.
Super true. Very true.
And we see that a lot on Twitter, that people are hunting specific mints. There are even people that carry them in their names. There's the Mr. 41 or something like that. I saw someone who bought the 1994 Simba Lion King, just because that's I don't know if that was the release. Yeah, exactly. I'm not quite sure about the exact mint and the year, but I think that was the year that it came out.
Were you born then?
Yes, I'm 89 actually.
Okay, but you're an 80s baby. All right.
Yeah. I sometimes I try to see the weird faces when I say, when I was born, the wall of Berlin was still standing, and it's true, but only for 4 weeks, and then it came down. But yeah. How are you feeling about the comics and in showrooms? Have you seen any footage already? Do you have access? How do you feel about this?
Yeah, no, I don't have access. I wish I did. I think it's bullish just because I collect the collectibles more because I like them. I see the value proposition of the comics again, like because of the real world parallel that can be drawn. So I love comics also, but I'm most bullish because it's just another milestone. And when you think about the steady cadence that they've hit, that some of these milestones, like localization, is something that we were waiting for, and we barely talk about it. All these things that we've been waiting for, we were waiting for comics in showrooms. They obviously stopped production on that because they had a different vision because the VVverse was coming. So it makes no sense to allocate people there when you're going to put them in the VVverse anyway. But just the fact that it's another milestone, to me, super bullish. And also, more visibility for the comics gives more of a use case. And for me, I am more on the crypto side of the project, Omi. However, because of VVverse and because of that utility with being able to display your collectibles and show them off, I'm now going back and purchasing some VV stuff.
It's interesting because there's one argument, in my opinion, that speaks for having at least some, for everyone that is only sitting in Omi and watching this, because of this, having some VV collectibles, especially the scarce ones, because when it comes down to crypto, Omi and altcoins, you can very good compare it to the rest of the market. You can say, hey, look, this has $150 million market cap. The overall market cap is this. This is how the liquidity looks like at the moment. So we can anticipate there are Fibonacci's and I don't know what. When it comes down to a secret rare comic with 125 editions, it's pure psychology. Who would have expected that MC1 comic in real life goes at one auction for 1.5 million and then a couple of years later for 3.5 million, right? In an auction. So it's completely, it's like an auction, completely subjective. There's no comparison. How would you say MC1, the market cap of the MC1s is at the moment, no one can make these comparisons. So there's an unreal upside that could happen. Doesn't mean that it can happen. Maybe they just stop at $2,000 a piece and then crash down again. But there's this unreal upside where people are, that we saw in the peak of the bull run, where people are, look, this partner statue, $30,000 seems about right, purchase, right? And then, so I think that's why I am excited about these things as well. Yeah.
Vidiman wants to do a little speculation. He says that he saw VV Meister chatting with Randy in London, and they overheard Dan say that they have something bigger than Pokemon.
Oh, shit.
I don't think there's anything bigger than Pokemon.
Yeah, there's nothing bigger than Pokemon. Yeah, that's true. We agree on that. One quick thought. Sorry for just flip-flopping here, but back to the loot boxes once more and boxed, and because we talked about Pokemon, right? What's the most exciting thing about Pokemon? It's the chase, right? The chase of you can still purchase a booster box of the first ever base set that has never been touched, and there could be a Charizard in that is worth $50,000. So what if we would get sealed products where you could not look inside on VV, and you can choose to just let it sealed for the next 5 years, and you can sell it sealed. So that
Crypto Toys does that. Cryptoys.
Yeah, I saw that but I imagine something else. I imagine it like, I mean, they do it kind of like that with a blind box, but I still do not get this feeling, right? When I see these animations, that I must have this. I want to open this. When I see someone on stream opening a booster pack from 1999 of Pokemon, I'm like, whoa! I want to open one of these just to see. $500. Let's go.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. Maybe they'll do that down the line. I think it's a possibility. And then it gives you like the option of holding forever, or not opening and then selling a sealed package.
Yeah, that would be amazing. And imagine it would be something like a mega blind box where you could just draw one of 10 things, and one of these is like 100 edition golden, I don't know what, licensed Disney collectible that almost no one has. So yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So what do you think about the possibility of them growing out their user base? How do you think that happens? What direction do you think? Do you think it's going to happen with all these catalysts that they're hitting, or do they need some sort of marketing?
Influencers. I think influencers are the way to go in these markets, and it will not happen because you're in a Web3, NFT, whatever crypto related space. There's no chance in doing that without having excitement coming back into the entire market, I think. Because yes, there is the other side of mass adoption, but I see it in my private life. All the people that I brought into Vivi that are not crypto enthusiasts, they are not there anymore. They're not on Vivi anymore. Because the only measurement that they had is the inside Vivi price, and no one likes to buy a collectible and then see that it has not a worth anymore. It just doesn't help the feeling. So I think even for the masses that come from outside crypto, you need the excitement within the app and the existing community first, and see a turnaround there and have everyone talking positively to their environment again, to then have organic growth in that way. And then on top of that, influencers like BitBoy Crypto. I know many people don't like BitBoy Crypto,
The
but
big guys.
BitBoy Crypto, Cryptosaurus, Coin Bureau, maybe, who knows if Vivi is somewhere in the top 50, but also TA traders and I don't know what, because people discover Omi and then they will look what does Omi do, and then it will come into Vivi. So yeah, I think that's the way. And my absolute dream would be that Disney says, look guys, you'll be there will be a 15-second, 30-second spot in between every Disney Plus movie that we ever show, like on the channel, everywhere, to millions of people, just advertisement for Vivi. That would be my dream. Yeah.
Yeah. What about in terms of the license that you want them to acquire?
The license I want them to acquire, One Piece, probably. From all that, let's say in the Asian region, from all that what I've watched, I think One Piece is the thing. I would really love to see that they bring One Piece collectibles for the characters, and then also do something with these dragon fruits to give them powers or so. That would be great. That would be amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. We got 100.
What about you?
Yeah. I mean, personally, I don't know, man. I mean, like, I'm not I think that what would be best for the app would be anime and, like, Dragon Ball Z, Pokemon, that sort of thing. Personally, I would love that from, like, financial point of view. I was born too early for that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, like, my fandoms would be, stuff I'm nostalgic about that I grew up with from the 80s, maybe like WWE stuff, old WWE stuff, things like that. But in terms of, like, bringing people in, anime for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. By the way, guys, how many people do we have here in this live stream right now?
131.
131. Do we also have 131 likes? I don't know, but smash the like button, guys. Smash the like button. Call another 130 into the stream.
Yeah, and follow, if you don't already follow Hodler on Twitter or subscribe to his channel, you have to. One of the best voices in the space, in my opinion.
Thank you, man.
I do have a couple giveaways. Maybe now's a good time to do them. Let me bring it up. It's art pieces donated. Did you see the Jeg drop that? Did you see that on Mr. MC1 hosted a space with him?
The what?
Jeg, the artist. He's in the community. So he created a super hodler. So he created a super hodler mashup, Mario, Bitcoin. It sold out yesterday. I didn't pick one up. Full disclosure. He donated a few of these as giveaways because I've interacted with him before. And I was going to talk about the drop on the channel, but it already sold out. So he is going to give away some of these. Are not numbered. The other ones were numbered to 50, and they had like secret rare, etc. So these aren't numbered. But he is going to. Am I showing this on the screen? Do you guys see it?
No, not yet. We still see the Omi chart. I think at least I still see.
Okay, no, let me try that. Sorry. All right, give me a second. Let me pull it up. Share screen. Here it is. Pretty dope.
Okay, yeah, that's a super hodler. That's
super hodler.
Good.
Yeah, it's a very nice piece. He's even did a lottery, I think, or one of the lucky people who bought the NFT has a chance at winning the physical piece. So super cool. He designed Silicon's the shirt that people are wearing with the Todd dedicated to Silicon Secure. So he designed that. Very cool. And he donated this to the channel. So let's give him away. Hopefully one day you'll be able to import this into your VV-verse and put it on your wall. And we're going to need some of this stuff. So how about this? I'm going to give away 2 of these today. One to anyone in the chat, and then one to a channel member in the chat. How about first you write down a number from 1 to 100, Hodler? You have a pen and paper handy?
I have a smartphone, yeah. I will put it into the calculator. Between 1 and 100?
But between 100 and 122, because now we have 122 people up in here. Don't start, guys. Don't start.
1 second. You said between 100 and 122?
Yes.
Or 1?
1 to 122.
Okay. I can do that. Okay.
Okay. So now, these are the numbers. You got to tell me when it's good. We got an 86, 67, 97, 7, 77, 17, 22, 33, 88, 121, 55, 1, 58, 122, 89, 120, 5. None of these?
None of these. No.
57.
Oh, shit.
111, 75, 19, 44, 69. No?
Everyone's missing that one number. Okay.
53, 113, 33, 99.
It's not there.
89, 73, 15.
It's not there. It's not there.
Come on, people.
Come on. Someone has to find this number. Oh my God. How is it?
Want to narrow it
down?
down?
I saw some people going left and right from that number, but they didn't hit it.
Let's narrow it down. Give them a 50 number window.
Yeah, it's below 80.
Below 80.
Yeah. Let's see if that works. Okay, it's below 70.
Below 70. We're trying to give this thing away.
This is just crazy, man.
This has never happened. It always goes faster.
There it is. There it was.
Dive Jedi?
Yeah. One back.
Dive Jedi.
Not Dive Jedi. Not Dive Jedi. One before. One before. Yeah, there. 56.
Imabat. There we go. Number 56.
I saw people like 55, 57, 54, but congratulations, man.
Congratulations. DM me. You can DM me and we'll talk. I'll get your address and Jeg will send that to you. I have another one to give away. I'm going to give this away to a channel member. I know there are a few of them here, so I want to give it away to someone who has supported the channel. There aren't that many of them here, so I'm going to go from 1 to 10. If you're a channel member, you can guess. I know we have some of them here. Can you write down the number 1 to 10?
Okay. 1 second.
Channel members only. Don't flood the chat.
Okay, I got the number.
All right. Is it 7? These guys are not channel members. Channel members, people. SoCal is a channel member.
Okay.
And that's
it's
not it?
7. No. It's not 2. Oh yeah, Justin got it.
Justin got it.
Oh, Justin.
Justin, shout out, brother. Shout out. All right, awesome.
Justin is
Very
also
good.
regularly on my channel, so happy to draw this one for him.
Very nice. All right, so Justin, we'll be in touch, and I'll get that to you. Yeah, Mr. MC1's a channel member. I was hoping.
But 7 was wrong.
Is that?
But the 7 was wrong.
He was wrong. He was wrong.
Yeah, but MC1 Big Collector.
Yeah. Very cool. Where were we? We were talking about growing out VV and the user base and what they have to do. And in my opinion, something that's underappreciated or not talked about a lot. People talk about mass marketing and attracting, new fandoms and things like that. I think that there's a great opportunity to get people who used to collect on VV or who bought some things, but gave up on it, were disappointed with, things taking too long or the whole market. And now with, delivering on things and with VVverse coming out and things like that, I think that's kind of low-hanging fruit for them to bring back these community members who have been kind of on the fringe. What do you think?
How? I think yes, because if you look at Immutoscan, you see 653,000 and something wallets with a collectible in it, I think, or is it only the wallets? Yeah, something like that. But I think it's the Immutoscan registers the one with a collectible in it. And David, you actually went into this this morning or from yesterday to on this Randy stream, where he talked about the merging of accounts, that he was surprised that so few people actually merged accounts, and the rest is just some accounts with collectibles in it. Obviously, there's a ton of bot accounts that probably will never be reactivated. But the big question is, how do you get people back that have bought a collectible in full excitement at 600 gems that is now worth 25 gems or so, right?
Yeah.
That will be a big task. And I'm not quite sure, because they cannot give out freebies so much. I don't know. It's actually a tough question. Maybe someone in the chat has the answer, but I don't know how you would manage it, because I think about exactly those people in my so to say real life, and I cannot imagine how someone could write an email to them and get them back at the moment, right? Yeah. So
you think it's about like getting the word out to them?
Yeah, like how do you convince them to, because they don't even look at the app anymore, right? Maybe they don't even have the app anymore on the phone. They're sitting there with their 10 collectibles inside the app, and even the ones that looked at it, they're looking at it as like, oh, it's 50 gems, I put in 500 or so. Like, so.
Mr. MC1 points out, among the elite top 1,000 VV holder accounts, 481 command an OMI balance within the app. 55 possess an OMI balance exceeding 10 million. So that's another thing on the OMI side of things. Huge opportunity to bridge people from VV to the OMI side of things. And Mr. MC1 is one of those people who has a lot of collectibles. It's kind of a whale out there. Didn't have a ton of OMI, but he topped up when he saw utility was coming and it could generate him MCP points. Do you think the utility will be strong enough to bridge more people like Mr. MC1?
I think so. It all comes down to the worth of bridging, so what you get in return. So as we said, that it will be the vehicle to get a currency, and this currency buys you something. What does it buy you? The more valuable the thing is to collectors that it buys you, the more inclined they are to increase their chances to get it. And there is the big power, because right now in this post-bear market, it's like post-apocalyptic scenario where everything is down and most people are out with their attention. Yes, there are only a couple of people that bridge over 10 million OMI, and they do not have this impact on the price. But first of all, it will now it's already more difficult to get 10 million OMI than a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And the second point is that when you have hundreds of thousands of people coming in a bull run, and maybe they will lower the requirements, I don't know, but it will be very hard for people to get those 10 million, but they will get some million, because you can also get points for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 million. They will get whatever OMI amount they can afford into the app to increase their chances, because ultimately you only, I said this many times, you don't have to be the MCP winner. You only have to be ahead of the crowd to increase, to win over the others, right? So if a drop has 5,000 additions, you need to be in those 5,000. It's not that maybe there are one of ones, and then yes, the biggest whale dumping everything of this MCP into this will win this one of one. But on the other hand, this will create excitement as well. So yeah, the mechanics are so complex that or what you can do with it in the end, that I think it all comes down to this. And hey, donations rolling in.
Hey, thanks, Pavle. Appreciate you in the super chat.
Good thing.
I saw Sleeping Comics tweeted out something interesting, which I agree with 100%. And that is that he suspects that there will be some pretty big drops exclusive for MCP points, because they need to burn through those things, because people have accumulated so many, right? And they need to like kind of get through those. What do you think? You think that's a possibility?
Yeah, I think so. Exclusively, maybe. And I think in the beginning, the raffle was designed that the more tickets with that you buy with MCP, you throw in, even if you lose, you only get a fraction back. So you would burn just by participating anyways. I don't know if it will be designed like this, but this could be a method. Also, I think they should make it like, if someone dumps everything in it, he has a big chance, right? Maybe they should increase the threshold of what you lose when you even if you don't win, right? Yeah, that is absolutely a possibility. Miss MC1 also said that you will be able to buy on the app. I think that's one of the most interesting things to me, because that allows this normal guy without crypto to still purchase this vehicle to get these MCP points.
Yeah, and that's kind of what Vivi has done very well, is simplifying the whole process and hiding, like, they started off with this idea in mind, right? They called them digital collectibles, not NFTs. They had the phone app, very easy to access. Now, of course, if you're, hardcore Web3, they don't have many of the things that you want: interoperability, self-custody, things like that. But the ease of use is a tremendous advantage to them, as they can appeal to everyone. And I do think that they're going to do that again with the OMI token. Buy it straight from the web app, no bridging, anything like that. Simplify it, and again, just access, giving people access. There are many times when I wanted to buy OMI, but I didn't, because I had to go through 8 steps.
Yeah, and also it's just annoying, because not only do you have these steps to get to the exchange, and then when you have your exchange and you did one form of KYC, there's still a barrier where it's just like, you can only load up $200 unless you do the second step of the verification. Do you have another? So, for example, that actually cost me a little bit of the buy-in price, because I moved to another exchange to purchase my 1 million OMI, and I had to wait until it could get through. There's another utility for OMI that we should not discard, and that is, there was a test run that most have forgotten about, I think, with a Lamborghini. I think, if I recall it correctly, there was secret rare Lamborghini airdrop to people that had OMI in the app since, I don't know when, back in the days.
Weren't those the original token buyers or something? Like, if you...
Yeah, something like that. But I think it's kind of a test run, at least in my perception, because I could also imagine that if you have OMI for an extensive amount of time in the app locked up, that they will just unannounced and randomly say, hey, look, these 50 guys will get an airdrop right now because they have this, and then people will move more OMI there just in case that they release another airdrop for everyone that has X amount of OMI there. So maybe that's a possibility.
Yeah, MC1 is a good point here. Also need a red O collectible that shines a red circle anywhere in the vault or BBverse to get people excited.
Yo, that's our bad signal.
Yeah,
that's like where you call the OMI fam. It's like,
it's got to be purchasable strictly through OMI.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly. And then we need the OMI mobile, like a car that is with a red circle in the front. OMI mobile, yeah.
Are you going to be bridging to layer 2 and putting your OMI?
Yeah, probably 1 million or so. I'll move there. A part of the bag always has to be ready to be dumped, not to be dumped, but to take profits, obviously.
Yeah.
But yes, I think I will do it. Yeah.
And what's your expectation, or what have you thought about an exit strategy for OMI on the crypto side of things for next cycle?
Yeah, I just mentioned this today to someone else. From my point of view right now, and I think this is a great time to make a plan for everything in crypto right now that you have. Where do I want to exit, and in which stages, and in which way, and which bags I would completely dump at which price, and to write that down and to say, I wrote that down and I will take profit right now because it hit that level, right? So because of once it's pumping, they said, no, it's going higher and it's going higher. So also for your VV collectibles, for your vault, I think that's very important. So at least that's what I'm going to do. So for me, for OMI, it's just when we hit previous all-time high, that's the latest point I want to take out my initial investment. And the rest is a moon bag where I would DCA out of. Obviously, if we even before the halving, if for some reason before the halving, we would already sit at 0.3 below the all-time high, then this is a different story. But I don't think that will be the case. So yeah, but I will write my goals down and I will scale out accordingly. And yes, there will be some OMI sitting in my VV wallet and to generate some MCPs.
Yeah, I have the exact same approach and plan. I'm gonna write it down and DCA out the same way I DCA'd in, but leaving a certain amount there to let it ride. And then, crypto is prone to crashing 95% every 4 years. And until it breaks that cycle, I'm going to assume that it's going to continue to be this highly volatile asset. And so, you wait for the dump, reload. That's kind of the plan. My other thing is to buddy up with someone. Yeah. Maybe you'll be my buddy.
Yeah, sure.
And and your buddy has to tell you, listen, you said you're going to sell this much at this price, whether it be 2 cents or whatever it is.
But you know what's going to happen then? Then people will say, Patient Hodler told Danny to sell OMI right now.
It's private. That's going to be private.
Big headline. So, yeah. But I think that's a great idea. A buddy is even better. It works in almost everything that is hard to achieve. So for example, if you have certain goals in sports and diet, I don't know, if you make YouTube and you say, I will make a live stream every morning where I drink coffee and talk about crypto, right? It's good to have someone that will say, hey, didn't you want to make a live stream this morning? Yeah. So yeah, it's a great idea to have a crypto take profit buddy.
Yeah. You got another 10, 15 minutes?
Yeah, sure.
Let's go on time. I know it's really late for you.
No, it's fine. It's only 1:05 a.m.
How do you manage to do this late, man? I'd crash.
With a crypto morning coffee.
What time do you wake up to stream?
What do you mean?
What time do you wake up to stream in the morning for a crypto morning coffee?
I usually wake up like a little bit before 7 so that I'm ready at 7:45 in the morning to make the stream. And then I go on. And then because I have a little bit more flexible time to get to work. So I make the stream, drink my coffee there. So basically, the stream is my breakfast with my community, with all of you guys. And then I had to work, ride the hamster wheel, and in the end, I come back, and usually I look into crypto, OMI, whatever. So yeah, there's not much other time left. So gaming is out the window since a long time already. How about you? How do you manage to do all of this?
Well, I can't manage like you to do this late at night. I crash. I'm older though, so I think that's part of it. You still got some energy. You know what I mean?
Hey, but if you see like in the morning, I look like a raccoon. So it all comes down to what you like, right? And I think the evening streams are awesome as well. But the problem for me is that I can this late, but if I would stream in my evening, it's way more problem for me than in the morning, even though that in the morning are like 30 people there instead of 100, right? But that's fine. These are the enthusiastic people that are awake at this time. And right now we have the whole US and Germany. No, energy doesn't sleep at all, by the way.
Yeah, energy's also in Europe. Is that correct?
Yeah, he's German.
Yeah.
We talk sometimes about how bullish we are on our VV stacks, because energy is actually, I think he's one of the bigger whales in the German community besides Dr. Profit, I think, and energy also has VVverse access. So
yeah, I caught that. I caught that Twitter Spaces. That was the first.
That was insane.
That was the first glimpse of VVverse. Then, of course, I had Mr. MC1 on for a great stream a couple of weeks ago. I love the fact that we're starting to get some more enthusiasm. Sentiment was super low a few months ago, understandably so, in the midst of a bear market and, a lot of delays. Its sentiment tends to get down. It's much more fun being in the community when sentiment is up.
Yeah, absolutely. Unfortunately, that's only less than 20% of the entire cycle, right?
Yeah.
So you can already know after the next bull run, we will have another FUD streak of more than 2 years. It's like only the story will be, yeah, but OMI is already on all the exchanges and already has pumped to I don't know how many cents. And what can they achieve more? It's already done. Blah, blah. We will have these stories. Yeah.
It's never a dull moment, though. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Now we have a question here. 10 million will eventually be unobtainable. Do you think they will move the goalpost in the future for more accessibility?
That would be bad for the ones that have bought the 10 million now and have shown faith, right? If you just lower the level. So there needs to be at least some perks that stay for those early 10 millionaires. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to give thank you, Mr. MC1, for that super
historic day. Yeah.
Historic day. 100% historic day. I was wondering if, one of my, I have a bull case, base case, bear case for OMI. Mm-hmm. And my bear case had the scenario was they don't achieve utility by the halving. And I thought the FUD, if we thought like sentiment was down for the token, the FUD and the anxiety around the token and people who have held for a long time would ratchet up exponentially if we got close to the halving and we still didn't have utility. So MC1 is correct. It's an absolute historic day, and thank you for that super chat.
Did you realize how back to back they brought the announcement of payout is there for everyone together with the utility? Because if they had not brought the utility and not brought it for another month, and then there's payout and the vault values are declining as they are right now because of the obvious reason, which also caused the vault values to go up when payout was not available. I think that would have led to another FUD wave. Yeah, I think so.
I didn't see. So your vault value, notice the difference in the price
Yeah.
of your vault?
So when they lock,
Percentage-wise, what did you see?
yeah, I can give you the total value. So I think at the lowest point, my vault reached maybe 7.5 thousand, something like that. And then when they locked payout and it went up, I got close to 9,000 from there. And then they opened up payout and we trickled down to 8,000, and now it's below 8,000 again. So the and you see it in the floor prices as well. So you take key collectibles, they are still holding value, but you take something that is 3 steps behind. So for example, Joe Madureira Batman, that is from the first set, but not as popular as the Todd or the Riso. It went in the bull market from 500 to down to 200, then to 100, and now it's at 80. So still losing value. Yeah. Or still losing price, not value. Yeah.
And it makes sense. This is wrestling news. I saw this while we were streaming. You don't know if you don't watch wrestling, but Bray Wyatt died. He's one of like the most I guess the most liked or beloved wrestlers of like last 5 years in WWE. Oh. And I saw a text come up in my corner while we were streaming that Bray Wyatt died. That's kind of mind blowing, but he was very young.
Yeah. So, what happened? Do we know what happened?
No, I don't know. I'm going to dive into that after this. That's really crazy stuff. But just
that's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are selling stuff right now to buy Omi.
Exactly. Yeah.
This is also, and we're going to see this symbiotic relationship between Vivi and Omi. And you know, I think when the price of Omi pumps, you're going to see people take profits and then put that into Vivi, and then Vivi prices may pump. And then when Vivi prices pump, people will sell. Different value propositions. It's going to be interesting.
It's exactly that.
Watch people play that arbitrage.
But not only with Omi, I think people that pay out right now, they might be even buying other coins. It doesn't have to be that they sell their vaults because of Omi. Maybe so. Probably what also some whales maybe would be doing when they have payout, or they have it right now, is they sell stuff where they might be still in profit or so. They want to ride the Bitcoin wave, and then they go to the altcoins and ride that wave, and then they go to the microcaps, ride that wave, and then they go to the NFTs and cause the first real or the next real NFT season, so to say, right? Because it's really hard to see an NFT season. We saw obviously one with the Bored Apes, but there were still only this. It was more like the JPEG NFT season, right? It's next bull run, in my opinion, there will be the high quality licensed, the collectible NFT season. And I think it will evolve around Ecomi, and there will be a ton of competitors launching their projects. And we will see way more Recurs and McFarlane Toys like companies coming out of around Vivi and trying to drill into the community. Yeah.
Do you think any of them can take out Vivi, or do you think that they have so many they're stacked with so many licenses, such a strong community, and now the Vivi-verse, that their head start is quite large?
That's a good question. For me, the question would be, what is take out in the view of the community? Because I could see 5, 6, 7 projects easily go side by side and launching this and having their own way to implement this. This could be a AAA game that offers NFTs and that they are worth a lot, while Vivi is bringing all the different brands. What we have seen many projects struggle with is to get enough brands to have drops every second day or every third day or every week, all the time, to have content. You have to, not only you have to, for example, Recur, they signed Nickelodeon, big deal. They signed Hello Kitty, big deal. But they had Star Trek, even though it was on Vivi. And some people called that Recur will kill Vivi. Yeah. Instead, they were not managing to bring out drops that can excite the community all the time. And again, have a secondary market where people are just, when the comics came out, I was hours per day scanning the market for buys that I want to have. Yeah. And that was exciting. And still for me, the market is still exciting for me, the comic market. So I look at this, I found a 188 mint of a common for sitting at 5 gems, for example. 188 mint, that's insane. So there's the fun excitement. You can still find good deals, in my opinion. And I think, so to the question, I think there can be projects that coexist, that can build out the space, to broaden the space, like car manufacturers in Germany, like the big giants of Silicon Valley in the industry can exist side by side. There is room apparently for TikTok, Instagram, WhatsApp, Snapchat, and all of these side by side. And yes, there will be overlaps where you battle, but there will be also synergies where the door opens in both ways, and you end up with a community the size double than it was before.
Yeah. And, you know, and maybe I should have worded that differently also, because I don't think, instead of like take out, I don't think that others have to lose in order for like VV to win, and vice versa. I expect an industry where there are many that exist side by side, similar to like toy companies. But I do think that there's gonna be, so if VVverse is, you know, as good as people say, and everyone kind of like likes it, it becomes a social hub, and MCP is working, and now you know it benefits you to accumulate MCP points, that VV's going to be in a very strong position, right? It's good because you're going to have to, in order to get those big drops, you're going to have to be invested in this whole ecosystem. You're going to have to hold, you know, either hold OMI and stake it, or accumulate MCP points in order to put yourself in a position to get something like that Stan Lee drop or whatever it is. So it's super interesting. And I do agree that the next cycle, I think it's possible that people have seen like the pictures of penguins and cats and things like that, right? That went nowhere. But Spider-Man's been around forever.
That's true.
So, and Superman, these guys have staying power. So
yeah, and also people got horribly wrecked on the penguins that you mentioned. Yeah.
Say that again.
People got horribly wrecked on those penguin, baby doge whale pictures and so on. This will take a while for some people to gain back trust in the NFT. And honestly, you shouldn't trust the market. It's just a part of the game that as you said before about crypto also, that it's going down in the bear market 95%. It's just part of the game. And people have had the illusion that these NFTs will be worth that and just go up like comics that are around since 70 years. And yes, they have reached a level where the value proposition is just, this will never come back, and there are only 200 of them, and if you have one, that's eternal. But I totally agree with you. This time is over. There will never be, in my opinion, a bull run with JPEGs from random projects that cannot build a brand on OpenSea, and somewhere, if OpenSea even exists, then, because if they continue like this with this royalty thing, then I don't know if they will cease to exist one day. Yeah,
I think this is a good place. I want to be respectful of your time. I know it's late over there and you got to wake up for morning coffee. So thank you for joining me today on historic day, milestone. OMI token utilities arrived. It was great chatting with you like always. I want to thank you for coming through. Any last words?
Thank you for having me. No, it's just great. It feels great. Historic day. That's the last word. And that we had over 130 people here in this on your stream is absolutely amazing. Thanks for having me, guys. Make sure to subscribe to this channel, because you'll get all the good stuff. Also in preparation for the next bull run here at Danny's channel. I watch it myself, so can't go wrong with this one. That's my last words.
Thanks. And also subscribe to this guy right here, one of the best in the space. Appreciate you always, and we'll do it again sometime, either on your channel or mine. Let me know. And thanks to everyone who came through in the chat. Appreciate you all. If you won one of those, Justin and I forget who else won that giveaway, DM me and we'll chat, and I'll get Jeg to send you that collectible. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.
Bye.